Hello, what's good? How you doing today? Salute to all my brothers. This is the MLC to Mr. Limber channel. This is your host and your brother, Mr. Limber. Today I'm going old school. Do you hear that? Yeah, that tune that is below my voice. That is the old school, low budget Mr. Limber tune. That tune right there means business. It means I'm about to go in old school style. Many will not like what I have to say today, but I believe it is necessary. The truth is, our manosphere is in danger. We've been seeing it but ignoring it. We are running in circles. We are on a treadmill. We are running, but we are in the same spot. And I will tell you who is to blame. We are to blame. We, the content creators, are to blame. And you who subscribe and follow, you deserve better. And I will tell you this. You may not understand what I'm saying to be better because you want to hear as a follower whatever the heck it is you want to hear. But the truth is, we who create content must create content with a sense of responsibility. There are brothers and sisters, people from around the world who follow our content. I, for myself, have people from every continent on the globe who follow my content. And some of them are very young. Some of them never had fathers. Some of them never had mothers. Some of them had neither, raised in foster homes. Others have went through divorces. I've had people who have written me that were about to commit suicide. And they said, thanks to my content, they are still breathing today. And this is more than one individual. This is why I cannot be on YouTube for just money. This is why I cannot be on YouTube for fame, for attention, or for glory. My work on YouTube must be done with a purpose. And so is the work of all the other content creators on YouTube. Now, they may feel differently. They are grown men. But I want to open the eyes of the few who will see this video so that they may understand why I used to always say, be careful who you follow. When I first started YouTube, I started off on the moral principle. A real Ibmor, an introspective black man of reform. Something that YouTube don't really speak about anymore. Every black man on YouTube wants to be a pimp. Every single one of them want to be a Mac. Every single one of them thinks that they are a gigolo. Everybody got game. But nobody has shame. Nobody have honor and no one has morals anymore. No one talks about building up a community. Everyone does everything simply for carnal pleasure. It is the for the P challenge. You guys remember I made a video on the for the P challenge. We do everything for the P. Now, I am not a police of anyone's phallus. I am not a police of anyone's decisions. But I am a man of moral principle, and I will speak upon such. The manosphere lacks an anchor. The men that I see are functioning without anything that grounds them to their platforms, to their foundation. What do they stand on is what I'm asking all of you who follow and listen, including content creators. In order for you to follow someone, you must know where their anchor is. Otherwise, it is like following a woman, someone who is all over the place. In order to avoid making such mistakes, in order to make sure as followers on YouTube and as content creators who follow other content creators that we're not being led astray, led into a slaughterhouse to be butchered, we must understand where every man's anchor is. Now, we all don't need to have the same anchor, but we all need an anchor. Let's read the definition of anchor. A device, usually of metal, attached to a ship or boat by a cable and cast overboard to hold it in a particular place by means of a fluke that digs into the bottom. That is what holds the boat, as you saw in the previous slide. The chain thrown overboard with the hook-like object that digs into the sand to hold the boat in place so it does not drift away. Number 2, which is what we're talking about today, a reliable or principal support, a mainstay. Number 3, something that serves to hold an object firmly. Number 4, an object shaped like a ship's anchor. Number 5, an anchorman, like a TV news reporter. Usually 2 of them or 1 of them that actually connect us with everyone else around the country or the globe. Those are called correspondents. The reason you have those 2 or that particular person who hosts the show of the news is because they are where we all come to base ourselves. They are the base of the show, the foundation of the show. And from there, they tell us where we are going. They keep us grounded. They are our anchors. All right. Number 6. The member of a team, such as a rally team that competes last. Number 7, a large business, such as a department store that attracts customers and other businesses to a shopping center or mall. Number 8, a fixed object, such as a tree or a piton to which a climber's rope is secured. The point is, an anchor keeps you locked in. In the Manosphere, I see something that I warned about when I was a new and a very small YouTuber. I said that men must be careful what they teach to other brothers, because not every man is on the same level as the rest of us. I had to learn that the hard way myself. When I joined YouTube, I was under the assumption that every man was getting laid no problem, because every man was complaining about the whoredom that exists amongst Western women. So I assume if there's whoredom, then men must be getting laid. The only thing missing is wife material. To my surprise, I found out there were brothers who could not get laid. So I had to recalibrate my content. I had to talk about women more, how to get with women, how to ask a woman out, how to deal with a woman, and then warn everyone I am not a dating coach. I just know how to hook up with women if I need to. And then I told brothers of the moral principles that come with knowledge, every knowledge that you obtain, even if it is game. That is what I used to tell brothers, and I still do. Then I started to warn men about women more, because most men, their biggest issue in life is women. Their biggest downfall are women. But the channel was created first of all to help build up the black family in the black community, and anyone else of any other community who would like to learn may come and learn, because I realized society lost its path. Everyone is in the bush, lost, off-road. So I was here to be an anchor and a guide to keep us locked in. to keep us on our foundation from sinking. The Bible says this, as a slide before you. It says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. That is James, the 1st chapter, verse 8. Now, whether or not you believe in the Bible, you guys know my foundation and my anchor is the Bible. And heck no, I'm not a Christian. So keep your religious arguments to yourself. I am part of no religion. But a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. I realize many of you who follow content creators, including myself, you are in dire need of guidance. And we have been given guidance. But not every guidance is good for you. Not every guide is a good guide. And in the Manosphere, every man could have their own anchor. Not every guy has to base his foundation in the Bible, the word of the Most High Yah. This is understood by every real man, that not every man will think the way you think. But we need to know where men stand. Because it seems to me that we are so lost with so many varieties of opinions that we are okay with everything. We agree on everything. And you have content creators that we believe one way, and now they say something different. Content creators are not politicians, the last time I checked. I'm a man of moral principle. That is why I speak on this subject. Not because it is popular, but because I care to save you who is listening. I care to save you. Because I've realized that many of you who are in your 20s and 30s, if you keep listening to what's going on YouTube right now in this manosphere, which has been behaving in a very feminine manner, in the next 20 to 30 years, you're going to look back and hate every single one of these content creators that you listen to. Because reality have left the building, and emotional composure have left the building. Everyone is in their feelings very fast. The Negro ego, as I called it in my series, is at an all-time high. And it's not always Negroes. You see men who can be your fathers, men who are old enough to be our grandfathers sometime on YouTube, acting like 18-year-olds or 16-year-olds. It is a shame. It is sad. And it is wrong. And the reason why is because these men have no anchor. They have no foundation. And I'm going to tell you as a follower of content creators, hold myself first, the Mr. Limba channel, accountable. And then hold the guys you follow accountable. And if all men do is tell you how to get at vagina, and they're not dating coaches, because they're dating coaches, that's kind of their job. I'm not critiquing them. But men who are red pill are supposed to be opening your eyes to the real world, not just female nature, not just vagina. For those of you who know, I have a PayPal. I have a Patreon. I can live stream and get super chats. But the Mr. Limba channel is rarely promoting the field in the realm of getting money. Even though I know I can. And I deserve it. But I care more about your development. Because when you look back 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 40, 50 years from now, I want you to be proud. I want you to realize that you stumbled upon wisdom that you are willing to pass down to your children. Unique creations, unique content, not just regurgitations of what you want to hear. Things like, oh, women are horrible. Things like how to get at some poom poom, how to get the vag. After a while, the carnal state of a man becomes nothing to him. He must elevate himself beyond just a beast of the field that seeks to please his flesh, his emotions. He must ascend and become a king, a leader, a ruler of his people. Whether that be his household, his children, his wife, his community, his nephews, his nieces, or it becomes a nation that follows him. He needs to elevate himself to the kingship, the king's position, to royalty. And from there, he must acquire so much knowledge that he becomes my favorite saying, a god, lowercase g, no blasphemy. Knowledge so powerful that when he walks amongst other human beings, they are mere mortals. Because though his flesh may die, his essence and his mind are forever immortal, because he have ascended to godhood. Lowercase g, no blasphemy. The manosphere needs anchors. Every channel, you need to ask yourself, what do they stand on? And a man is entitled to changing his view, but he needs to find his anchor and let that be his ring. As you see the picture on your screen, let him put that ring on his finger and get married to that mother lover, because that is his foundation. And yes, of course, he may change his views, but when he does, he must make it right from what he said previously. He must reconcile the two ideas and make those who follow him understand where they're being led. I said once before, be careful who you follow on YouTube, because on the MLC, I actually give a damn about you, even though I don't know you. Let me tell you guys something. There was this famous mgtow content creator a while back, way before I started my channel. He was big. He was anti-relationships. He was anti-marriage. He was anti-kids. He was all that red pill, rah, 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 rah. I'm drinking testosterone and I bathe in it every night. I breathe it. It's in my soul. Never really gave balanced content. Never really told guys that maybe you can find a woman in another country and you can build with her. You don't have to bring her here, but you can build there. Never gave those options that I give, that some other brothers give, right? But you know what? I respect everybody's work. At least he's waking up men to female nature, right? So he did what he did. And then he disappeared off of YouTube. This was a white fella. And few years later, he came back recently. And he said, I'll be making content again, but it's not necessarily mgtow content. I'm like, okay, well, that's his choice. That's cool. And then he said, well, I am in a relationship, but I don't want to hear about it. So I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up. Back up. You told brothers to live the same path you live. They follow it. They listen to your videos over and over again and made them immortal. Even though you're not on YouTube, they saved them on their private computers. And then you changed your paradigm and did not even care to explain. Actually, you had the audacity to tell people, don't even dare ask you anything. Young men are following our contents. Young, tender minds. as I get ready to wrap this up and get ready for my future content, and if you can't stomach realness, get off now. Because I'm going back to the way I used to do things in the beginning, when I used to talk about the morals, the community, the real reforms. First, looking within myself as a real introspective black man of reform. We have lost our way, YouTube. And like I said, I'm not here to tell any grown man what to do, but I'm here to warn you to keep your eyes open, to be careful, to watch out, to make sure you're not being taken by men who only want super chats, men who only want Patreon subscriptions, men who only want the PayPal. Don't get pimped like the very hoes y'all like to talk about. I ain't knocking nobody's money, but I'm here to save a people. And I may not be able to do it, but I will try to do what I do with a clear conscience and with a moral background and a moral standard. I'm not perfect, and I'm damn sure ain't nobody's Messiah. But I'm a brother who gives a damn. I function in honor. I function in balance. And I function in fairness. And I function with discretion, knowing that there are people who follow me that are 18, 19, 20 years old, and some even younger. There are people who may not be able to click on my channel. Maybe it is age restricted, but their older sisters and brothers put them on to my channel. I receive many emails and many PayPals of people thanking me for my work and what I do. Not just because I talk about women all day. And if that's your choice, you can do that. I'm not knocking that either. I'm just saying make sure you give damn near good advice. At least to the best of your abilities. Not just because it's popular or what everybody wants to hear. Because the first sentence of my channel is making the black family great again. I talk about leadership of a man. I talk about the Negro ego. I talk about principles, morals, ways to guide yourself, build a family if you wish to, even how to go around the legal systems. When you travel and go abroad, what to do and how to look for women that are actually good and clean. Because believe it or not, there are whores everywhere. And if you know anything about abroad, sometimes it's worse. It's just hidden, covert, not overt. But I'm a guy who tell men, go abroad. Teach these women a lesson that are over here. But don't just come back with an STD and nothing else. You know, don't just travel for women either. For those of you who are into traveling, I'm into traveling. I travel for the experience. I travel for the knowledge and the historical wonders. I study. For those of you guys who are into studying, I study history. I say things that are not historically mainstream, such as we are the Israelites for those of us black people. It sounds funny. It sounds weird. But believe me, I have historical facts outside the Bible proving these things. If you're into that, do it. But don't just do it for money, which is carnal gain. Don't just do it for punani, that is carnal gain. Do it for some intrinsic value. Something that makes you grow. Something that helps you ascend beyond the mortal flesh that you hold, that deteriorates every day. Something that grows old. When you smile, you see wrinkles around your eyes, your beard turn gray, and your teeth fall out. You could just call it aging or hitting the wall. I don't know how you want to label it, but it doesn't freaking look good as time goes on. Ascend to a king. And then go beyond that. Become a god. Lowercase g, no blasphemy. Limber out.